Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're watching from. And yes, this is the bottom review after recovering from what a night. What a night of boxing last night in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, where we saw yet another undisputed fight. But this one lived up to expectation, didn't it? Absolute belter, barnstorm of a fight between two elite world-class fighters, and that's Beterbiev and Dmitry Bivol. And of course, we saw Beterbiev defeat Dmitry Bivol to become the undisputed light heavyweight champion. But a lot of questions about the decision. Was Bivol robbed? For me, first off, yesterday, fight of the year, straight away, fight of the year for me. I thought Dmitry Bivol, for me, if you want my honest opinion, I thought Bivol won, in my opinion. I thought he won by 2 rounds, Dmitry Bivol. I had Dmitry Bivol, I think it was 7-3 up after round 10. And then I thought Beterbiev won round 10, won the last 3 rounds. And yes, be real, Beterbiev needed a knockout or a knockdown to at least swing it in his favour. If Beterbiev would have got a KO or a knockdown, or even a knockdown, then I would actually say, you know what, that's probably fair. Yes, be real. That is probably fair, because Beterbiev came strong in the second half of the fight. Dmitry Bivol, by the way, I do feel sorry for him though. I do feel sorry for Dmitry Bivol. His performance was immense. He managed to keep Beterbiev off him for as long as possible until probably second half of the fight, in my opinion, when Beterbiev was putting the pressure on. But Dmitry Bivol's counter punching and counter combinations were unreal. Were absolutely unreal. And I thought when he was doing that, I was like, he's putting himself in trouble here by doing that. Because Beterbiev would have loved that as well. But Dmitry Bivol boxed really well. He really did. He boxed really well. I can still understand people going for Beterbiev though. I can still understand that. I don't understand the 116, 112 start card though. That's a fucking shambles of a start card, in my opinion. But I can understand people going for Beterbiev 115, 113. I can understand that. But I can't understand that particular start card. I really can't. With the fight this big as well, I think the rematch should be for Undisputed, in my opinion. I know that IBF got their own rules, but got to have the rematch for Undisputed, in my opinion. Got to have the rematch for Undisputed. And Beterbiev, I feel Beterbiev didn't do enough for me. Didn't do enough to win the fight, in my opinion. As much as I can understand why people don't Beterbiev, I can understand that. I can. Because of the second half of the fight, Beterbiev was more better in the second half of the fight than the first half. I think it was a fight of 2 halves. I think Bivol definitely took the first half of the fight. Beterbiev took the second half of the fight, but I started 7-5 in Bivol's favour. But yes, to be real, it was fight of the year for me. It was fight of the year. I was so intrigued watching it. And I've been so close to my TV as well. Off my seat and all that. 2 world-class fighters, simple as that. 2 world-class fighters, 2 elite fighters. I did worry about Beterbiev's activeness. For me, I still think it kind of played a part. But Beterbiev, he performed well as well, especially in the second half of the fight. But what a fight, people. What a fight it was. And take my money for the rematch. And I tell you what, I think this is potential 30. I can see it. especially before Dmitry Bivol wants to win the rematch. I think the rematch look actually going to happen. Turkey, I would say, is not messing around. He wants to make that fight already. So, if you were to ask me who would win the rematch, I would still go for Bivol. I would still go for Dmitry Bivol. But again, it's that mentality now after using out to Beterbiev, after using out to him, to Beterbiev, then would that have an effect on him? So, but yeah, that's my thoughts on that. I wouldn't say it's a robbery. It was definitely fight of the year. But I will say I did think Dmitry Bivol won the fight, in my opinion. Then people will be like, well, it was a robbery then if you think Bivol won. No, it was actually a very close fight. It's a very close fight. And it's a fight of two halves, in my opinion. And yeah, like I said, take my money for the rematch. But yes, move on elsewhere on the card. And yeah, we saw a brutal knockout. Beterbiev knocking out Fraser Card in the most anticipated rematch in the opening round. Beterbiev knocking out Fraser Card in the opening round. And Fraser Card, yes, he was to PM. He was to PM because when Beterbiev had him hurt, Fraser Card continued to keep fighting with him, trying to counter with him. And once he tried to do that, I was like, this fight's done. This fight's done if he's doing that. Fraser Card should have clenched and hold him. And look at that image. It's a horrific image. Look at the dent. Look at that dent in Fraser Card's side of the face from Beterbiev. And this is the thing about Beterbiev. If he sees you're hurt, he finishes you. Simple as that. He will finish you. Simple as that. And a bad night for Fraser Card. And it's a bad defeat, especially with Fraser Card's resume, especially coming from the Olympics as well, and Beterbiev coming from that white collar background as well. It is a bad defeat. Let's be real now. It's a very bad defeat for Fraser Card. With his fundamentals as well, having a lot of amateur experience as well. But it does show now that Fraser Card now needs to chop down levels again. He needs to chop down levels, and Beterbiev, let's be real, Beterbiev already been at British level, and now Beterbiev is probably targeting that hooping level, or he's probably targeting the top 15 to 25 fighters in the heavyweight rankings. And what next for both? I've already said where Fraser Card does. He needs to step down levels again. Let's be real, to regroup. I'm not saying it's the end of Fraser Card's career. He can definitely come back, but he won't be fighting at the level that we expected him to fight at if he was to defeat Beterbiev. And that's where Beterbiev is now down to the top 15 and 25 heavyweights in the world. And for me, Beterbiev, the fight that makes sense next, it just makes perfect sense, is Tremaine Franklin fight. Because Beterbiev's mindset is Darren White. And Darren White has been in with Tremaine Franklin. And I just feel that that is the perfect fight to make sense next. People will be like, oh, it's too big of a step up. I don't think so. I think Wardy can beat Franklin. I think Tremaine Franklin's movement is absolutely terrible. Well, from the fights we did see Tremaine Franklin in, his feet movement are terrible. And yes, he has worked on that. Because that's the only thing Tremaine Franklin needs to work on, is his feet movement. If he works on his movement to Tremaine Franklin, then yeah, I actually think it could be a tough fight for Beterbiev. Because Tremaine Franklin does have quick hands as well. And for me, it's the fight that makes perfect sense next. I just think Darren White being Beterbiev mindset, I can see Darren White trying to make that fight Wardy versus Frampton. And I don't know where that will go. Will that go on as another Saudi card, potentially? Or on the Queensbury show? Because Frank Warren will want Frank Wardy to headline one of his shows as well. But yeah, brutal knockout in the most anticipated rematch, and it just ended up being a damn sprint now, didn't it, that rematch? And that puts an end to a trilogy, doesn't it? But up next, talking about another elite world class fighter, Chayo Fataya, stopping a very brave and tough Jack Massey inside 6 rounds. Look, no one expected anything different. Everyone expected Chayo Fataya to stop Jack Massey probably on the fight. Jack Massey was very damn, wasn't he? Very damn, very tough. Jack Massey, but it was the right call. It was the correct call to throw the towel in. Nothing was coming back, unfortunately, from Jack Massey. But that was down to Chayo Fataya being so good. Chayo Fataya reminds me of Alexander Usyk. It's a shit southpaw. Missed it up with the head and body. Combinations to the head and body as well. The movement as well. Constant movement from Chayo Fataya as well. He is so good. He really is so good. And Undisputed is inevitable for Chayo Fataya. I think he's way better than Chris Burns-Smith. I still believe Chris Burns-Smith is an overrated world champion, in my opinion. I don't think there's anything good about him. Anything that good about him at all. Well, Burns-Smith is a tough fighter, but so was Jack Massey. I think Fataya knocks out Chris Burns-Smith. And Gilberto Cerdo Ramirez could be a tough one because Ramirez has been in there with the likes of Bivol and everyone as well. But again, I think Fataya beats Ramirez as well. Chayo Fataya for me, 30 pound per pound star. 30 pound per pound star for me. And he's so good, man. He really is so good. And he's a killer. Yes, we will. He's a killer as well. He don't piss around. Chayo Fataya. And I do like Chayo Fataya as well. He's been on a lot of boxing shows recently, and he speaks really well, doesn't he? He speaks really well. And yeah, Undisputed is inevitable. Where does Jack Massey go next? I think a fight with Michael Kelsner. I think that fight would happen next. Back to Hooping Neville for Jack Massey. Because let's be real, he is Hooping Neville, isn't he? He is Hooping Neville, Jack Massey. So I think that fight makes sense next for him. The Kelsner fight. Well, Chayo Fataya is simple as that. It's the winner of Ramirez Burns-Smith next. And once he becomes undisputed at cruiserweight, I can see a fancy fight with Dmitry Bivol. Because Chayo Fataya and Dmitry Bivol is just the perfect matchup. Both the same fighter, both similar styles. And it would be the perfect style matchup, Chayo Fataya and Dmitry Bivol. That is a dream fancy fight, in my opinion. So that's my thoughts on that. And yes, go on to this. Oh dear. But yeah, Chris Eubank Jr. Let's start off with that though. With his fight with Tamil Sameta, stopping Tamil Sameta inside 7 rounds. Look, I thought Chris Eubank Jr. He was good, very good offensively. It was a bit of a gimmick fight. Let's be real. We all expected Eubank to get him out of there. A lot of questions about Chris Eubank Jr. defensively. He did that hit easy a few times. And whenever Chris Eubank Jr. does through the Diaz, he's very good when he does through the Diaz, Chris Eubank Jr. But yes, we did see what happened after the fight. Oh shit, here we go again with this meme, isn't it? But if you didn't see, obviously in fight week, Chris Eubank Jr. and Conor Benn did come to Pures in a Saudi hotel. I think it was on the day of the weigh-in. On the morning of the weigh-in. And they came to Pures once again after the fight inside the win. Conor Benn couldn't help himself doesn't help himself today. And Conor Benn is pathetic. He really is pathetic, Conor Benn. He only came to see the Chris Eubank Jr. fight. What a fucking joke. What an absolute joke that is. But yeah, I think the fight is inevitable to happen next now after it has blown up. After coming face to face with each other. Conor Benn was so rattled, wasn't he? Yes, we will. Conor Benn was so rattled. Chris Eubank Jr. Look, it's great for the build-up, isn't it? It is great for the build-up. Obviously, the families, both of their families, obviously both their dads don't like each other in the past. But these two fighters are nowhere near the father's levels. Conor Benn is not even area level. It's not even area level. Chris Eubank Jr. Again, Chris Eubank Jr. He only cares about the money, where the money is, which is so frustrating when the middleweight titles are up for grabs for Chris Eubank Jr. I'm really shocked Chris Eubank Jr. didn't make us twins by saying two-time IBO world champion. I'm really shocked that he didn't door down that with Chris Eubank Jr. But yeah, I say shit, here we go again. Because yes, once again, I'm talking about Chris Eubank Jr. and Conor Benn. And if I was Chris Eubank Jr., after the words that were exchanged, I would have just said to Conor Benn, why did you fail your trust tests? Why did you fail two trust tests? That would have shut him up. That would have shut him up and pushed his buttons even more. And look, the fight's going to happen next, in my opinion. It's going to probably happen start of the year. I don't want to see it. I've already made my opinions clear. I don't want to see the fight. We have weight divisions for a reason. And it's a mismatch in Eubank's favour, in my opinion. And it should be a mismatch in Eubank Jr.'s favour as well. I've seen Conor Benn, last two fights at 154. He was slow as fuck. He was slow. He was slow as fuck. I don't know what's going on with Conor Benn's license, but I think he gets his license back, personally. I think he does get his license back. I believe Conor Benn's been on the silent ban, in my opinion. There's a reason why he's not fought since February time. Because he could have easily still fought in the US and Saudi, Conor Benn. So I think he's been on a bit of a little silence ban. This fight's going to happen, people. It's going to happen. Turkey's in charge now. Let's be real. Turkey's in charge, no matter what Robert Smith says. Robert Smith, funny enough, was at the fight last night. But Turkey, he's got the money to make this fight. Robert Smith can't do anything about it, which is an absolute joke. Conor Benn, we still don't know clarification on what's happened with Conor Benn at all. And Conor Benn is an absolute disgrace. It's an absolute disgrace to boxing, Conor Benn, for the way he's behaved. And, oh yeah, I'm going to face the Pritz board. There's no chance of him facing the Pritz board. Well, no, you need to. And Conor Benn could have had this sorted 2 years ago if he would have just held his hands up and took the ban, and he would have already had 2 or 3 fights by now. And that's in the UK. And that's in the UK as well. But I have no time. I have no time for judge sheets. So I actually hope Chris Eubank Jr. smashes him up, to be honest with you, and humbles him, because he's a kid. He's a kid, yes, we will. He's a little rattled kid. That's what Conor Benn is. And yeah, I think everyone, I think majority of the people the real boxing fans will want Eubank Jr. to absolutely humble Conor Benn and absolutely teach the kid a lesson. Because that's what he is. He's a kid. He's a little angry kid, Conor Benn. Little angry kid. Too many heads. He's been eating too many heads, Conor Benn. But it will be an excellent build-up, if you get what I mean. if you don't know what I mean. But yeah, the build-up is going to be epic, definitely. The build-up, I will say that though, the build-up is going to be epic. It's going to be, I think it's even bigger than it was 2 years ago. It's even bigger than it was 2 years ago now. Build-up's going to be epic in the club to off, etc., and the press conferences. I'm just frustrated that why Chris Huban Jr. It is what he is. At the end of the day, Chris Huban Jr. lives the life and he only cares about getting the most money. And Conor Benn is a money fight. Along with Canelo Alvarez, in my opinion. I don't think Chris Huban Jr. is going to fight for world titles though. I think he will fight Conor Benn. He will fight B.J. Saunders. And they are not the fights that we want to see Chris Huban Jr. win. I want to see Chris Huban Jr. in with Janabek or the world title or one of the world champions. And the thing is with Chris Huban Jr., he's a 168 fighter for me. He's a 168 fighter. This was another fight at middleweight, and it's interesting. Chris Huban Jr. did say to Conor Benn, "I'm a 168 fighter now, 168, 170 fighter now." So it makes me wonder: is Chris Huban Jr. being clever here by saying you can only fight me at 168, and he's right to do that. He's right to do that. Huban, he's in charge now. Chris Huban Jr. is in charge now. Conor Benn tried to cheat. Simple as that. And Conor Benn couldn't make the middleweight limit. Let's be real. So he had to cheat. He had to cheat and choose himself up. Well, he didn't choose himself up. His team did. Actually. And yeah, Eddie Hearn was shoving it behind him, wasn't he? Eddie Hearn was shoving it because Eddie Hearn only cares. Eddie Hearn knows, this is great money for me. Simple as that. For me. But I think it's an absolute disgrace if this fight was to happen. To be honest with you, it was just a WWE. It was just a WWE build-up, wasn't it? Let's be fucking real. It was just a WWE build-up, and I want Huban Jr. in world title fights because he keeps telling us he wants world title fights, but then plays hide and seek with himself. But anyways, enough of me talking about that. But it's the fight. It is a fight that's going to happen next, and it's a next bum. It was coming, wasn't it? It was coming. It went quiet for a few months, hasn't it? It did go quiet for a few months. And yeah, I actually think Turkey enjoyed both of them in the win as well. So it's what it is. But obviously, I will still be doing my preview on it and predicting on it, and the predictions will be proved. I'm telling you now. But yeah, Chris Huban Jr. knocked him down to Middle Semester 3 times. Could have got him out earlier, but yeah, I thought it was a good performance from Huban. Did what he needed to do. He knocked him out as well. And yeah, only questions with Huban. I do question him defensively, but that's about it. So yeah, good performance, but yeah, I just rolled my eyes at the fucking shenanigans afterwards, which was always going to happen, wasn't it? But anyways, up next, we saw Sty Nicholson defeat Raven Chapman to retain the WBC featherweight title. Very poor. I thought it was a very poor quality fight. Very poor. Not much happened, let's be real. Not much happened. Sty Nicholson won the job, simple as that. All Sty Nicholson does is job and move, that's it. It's job and move, and I don't think he's a great fighter to watch, Sty Nicholson, I'll be honest. I think he is overrated. He's beaten no one. I will be honest now. He's beaten nobody. Raven Chapman, inexperience, poor and inexperienced, let's be real. I know it was the fight I wanted to see. It's probably Sty Nicholson's best opponent so far, Raven Chapman. But then he's fought no one, Sty Nicholson. And to think people think it's going to be a hot Amanda Serrano struggle Stencer, are you actually having a laugh? Are you living outside your mind? Amanda Serrano's too relentless for her. Too relentless. And Amanda Serrano's got the power. Got the power as well. Amanda Serrano would probably beat Stein Nicholson. She would. Stein Nicholson needed a paper title. Needed the title to become vacant to call herself a world champion. We'll talk. We'll talk now. So very poor fight, very poor quality fight. Stein Nicholson did deserve to win though on the movement and rhythm and the jabs. But yeah, enough said about that. The better. Very poor fight. But you know what's gonna happen? You know what's gonna happen now? You said it. You said it. No, I'm just saying it's a poor fight. It was a poor quality fight. I've seen better women fights already. If we want to talk about robberies, I think this was a robbery. Liam Cameron robbed as his fight with Ben Whittaker ends in a draw after a bit of a Royal Rumble happened. After falling over the ropes, both fighters falling over the ropes and outside the win instant. Lot of questions going on. First things first, Liam Cameron did better what I thought. Did better than what I thought. I did say Liam Cameron would give it to Ben Whittaker. But Ben Whittaker really struggled in that fight. He really struggled in that fight. He fought Liam Cameron's fight, which suited Liam Cameron. Ben Whittaker was then hit easy. On the counter punches as well. Ben Whittaker, he looked focused and sharp in the first round, but after that, he just completely lost it, didn't he? Completely lost it. He spot his gun sealed out as well, and that is a sign of someone. I'm sorry, but that is a sign of someone who wants to quit. That's a sign of someone who was not enjoying the fight at all, spitting the gun sealed out. And all of a sudden, this is a step up an opponent for Ben Whittaker. It was a step up an opponent, and his opponent was robbed. Simple as that. His opponent was robbed. So for me, I'm going to say it right now. I think Ben Whittaker was found out last night. He was found out last night. The rematch is obviously going to happen, but I knew it would end in the draw on the store cards because after that incident, I was like, yeah, this is going to be called a draw. There's no way Liam Cameron's getting the decision. It's because poor Ben Whittaker was injured and all that. I don't believe he was injured. I don't believe it at all. And people will be like, oh, be careful what you say. Like, oh, but I mean, look at the replay. Look at the footage. Ben Whittaker was already falling back. And Liam Cameron, all Liam Cameron did was trying to hold on to Ben Whittaker. Or Ben Whittaker was trying to hold on to Liam Cameron, and then unfortunately Liam Cameron, he fell over as well. I actually thought Liam Cameron would have actually came out worse, to be honest with you. The way he fell. To be honest with you. But for me, and what's interesting is there was an image of Ben Whittaker. There was a hole in the wall of where Ben Whittaker punched the wall. So if Ben Whittaker was injured, how can he punch the wall? Did he do it when he was in his wheelchair? Potentially. But to make a hole in that wall, surely you need to stand up and punch it. So I'm just saying, fraud watts. We're on fraud watts, people. We're on fraud watts. By the way, I'm not saying he quit, Ben Whittaker. If he is seriously injured, then I hope he's okay. But it looked suspicious to me. It looked very suspicious. He spot his thumb sealed out and he decided to fall back. He decided to fall back as well. And people be like, you just don't like gender because you don't like the showboating. And you know what? No, the thing about the showboating, he actually should have done it. He actually should have done his but isn't it funny now? He should have actually done his showboating antics. I actually think he should have stuck to that. Because I think that would have won him the fight than seeing Tomlin doing his showboat and nonsense. But instead, he changed it up. And it was the one game plan from the Ben Whittaker and his team. Let's be real. So yeah, Ben Whittaker for me has been found out. He got found out for me. And you know what, I agree with him, Tomlin. I think Ben Whittaker looked for a way out. I'm just going to say it straight up. I'm just going to say it straight up, simple as that. But all these women, oh, just the aura, just the aura, Ben Whittaker. Look at the aura. Look how skinny. Look how fit he is. Look how skinny he is. Look how arrogant. Look how when he winks to the camera. It's only the women who will say that. Fucking shut off, man. Got found out. He got found out. Ben Whittaker is on fraud watch. He's on fraud watch. Simple as that. And isn't it funny how we've not heard from Ben Whittaker's injury yet? We've not heard much yet from Ben Whittaker's injury. We've heard more about Fraser Clark having a broken cheekbone. So I hope Fraser Clark's okay. Come on, we need to know more about Ben Whittaker. I bet. You know what's gonna happen? I bet there's gonna be images of him standing up, all happy. Fucking bullshit, man. It's a bullshit scorecard. Ian Cameron was robbed, let's be real. He was robbed massively. So that's my thoughts on that, and that's my thoughts on a traumatic night in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. So feel free to leave your thoughts down below on every fight I spoke about, down below in the comments. And take care, stay safe. So yeah, as Beterbiev becomes undisputed, but was he lucky but was Dmitry Bivol robbed? Feel free to leave your thoughts down below on everything that I've spoken about down below in the comments. Take care, see you later.